Welcome to Seattle College's international programs and our show Conversations With, where we talk to people that help you understand how you too can be an international student in the United States and why Seattle Colleges should be your first choice. We'll talk to students and staff and agents and government folks, all kinds of people about what you can expect when you're getting ready to apply or travel here, what you'll experience while you're with us, and how it can all lead to an amazing life. Don't forget to check out the Seattle College's International Programs website at intl.seattlecolleges.edu, where you can find a treasure trove of information about the school, the programs here, and best of all, fill out and submit your application. Again, that's intl.seattlecolleges.edu. Hey everybody, it's Evan Franulovich. Welcome back to Seattle Colleges Conversations With. Very exciting day today. Is it Tuesday today?
It's Tuesday, yes.
Tuesday. You know what the date is today?
Let me see. It's, 24th.
You know what that means?
No.
1 week until Halloween. Do you plan to dress up for Halloween?
I decided to participate in a Halloween party, but I haven't came up with any idea what to, the costume.
No idea for the costume.
Not yet.
I
feel wrong.
You can ask some of the workers at the front desk what they would advise. There's a store in the United States called Spirit. I think it's called Spirit.
Wow, that's...
And it's nothing but costumes and Halloween stuff. And there's quite a few locations throughout the Seattle area. So you could visit one of those stores. They're pretty fun to see. And very American.
The reason why I have no idea is because it's going to be my first time to participate in the Halloween event, like American Halloween event.
No Halloween stuff in Japan?
No Halloween in Japan.
Well, I haven't even introduced our guest yet. We're already talking about... So obviously my guest is from the great country of...
Japan.
And Rio Takahashi is his name, and he wanted to be on the podcast and share everything he can tell you about being a student in the United States.
Yes, everything.
Yeah, everything.
Spill the tea.
At least in the next 20 minutes or so.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is your first... So no Halloween trick-or-treating in Japan at all?
They kind of have the same... They have the same thing, but like... They just the costume, like, prettier way. Oh. And then just, like... It's
the home of manga, and it's the home of Japanese animation. I would think it would be big.
More like just, like a fashion week in France, stuff like that.
Right.
Just costume and walk around the city, that's all. But when it comes to the trick-or-treat that children do, we don't have such a things.
Well, I'm excited for you to experience it here. Your first. How long have you been in the United States?
It's been 2 years, actually.
2 years, wow. And all 2 years here at Seattle Colleges?
No. In the first 4 months, I spent in Ohio State.
Oh.
Cincinnati. And then, while I was staying in Ohio State, I moved to a lot of places like New York or Tennessee as a trip. But
like a tourist.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But that's pretty fun. And then after that, I moved to Seattle, and with so many problems and hardship journeys.
Did you drive?
No. Well, this is the fun fact about me is, so during a year, for a year, I moved to 6 or 7 times. I changed my houses 6 or 7 times.
In Seattle? Or you mean just all over the U.S.?
Yeah.
So you came to Ohio because you were going to go to school in Ohio? Did you start school in Ohio?
That was actually language school. That I would just study English to, have a certain level of English.
Gotcha.
To catch up with, like, a lot of students here.
Yes.
And then, during that time, I just moved to the house twice because of... When I was living in a dorm, they said, I'm sorry, the dorm that you're living in is about to, change. They want to change it. So I want you to move out. So, okay, that's the normal things.
Sure.
And that was it twice. But the rest of 4 all happens in Seattle.
All happened in Seattle.
Yes.
Is it because you keep trying to find cheaper housing?
No. Everything is accident.
Everything's an accident.
Everything's
Did you
accident.
burn down a house on accident?
Well, first one is, so when I first came here, well, like maybe 2 days or 1 day before the orientation day for international students, I totally forgot arranging my house. So I spent 2 nights at the airport.
Like in the airport or at a hotel?
In the airport.
Oh, just sleeping in the airport.
Mm-hmm. So like, people go to the like restaurant, grab a lunch after orientation. I'm like, let me just go back to the SeaTac airport
No
to spend
way!
it.
So you're just sitting around the airport?
Yeah,
it's
pretty
like
much.
that movie, The Terminal, with Tom Hanks.
That's right.
Wow.
I mean, I watched that movie previously, so like, lesson learned.
Sure.
And then
Do they have showers? Do they have a place to bathe? Or?
I didn't say it because I can't. If I say I haven't taken a shower, people are like, what do you mean? That stink. But
All right, fair enough.
I just pretend that I'm clean.
Sure, he was clean.
I was, yes, I was pretty much clean. And then, so I need a house, right? So I talked to the housing arranging department in Seattle College.
Yeah.
Here, yes. I made a phone call maybe more than 10 times because I was panicked.
I'll bet you were.
And then a one house family adopt me.
Oh.
So, okay, thank you so much. I
started a homestay.
I started a homestay.
Okay.
That was unexpected because I thought I had my room in the dorm, but they say, no, you don't have it because you don't book.
You didn't reserve it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense because that's crazy. And then I spent 6 months, but I was going to stay a year to save money, of course. But all of a sudden, the host mother told me, like, Rio, actually, we're going back to Philippines for retirement because they're tired.
Yeah.
Okay. So rest of the 1 month, I want you to find a house.
Oh.
What the hell?
So they said, we're leaving the country. You need to find another place to live.
Yeah. And that was middle of the winter quarter. How? So I talked to the housing arrangement again. And then, so I need a room for the dorm. And then I spent 4 months in a dorm. And then now I did.
Oh, that's good.
Because that was in advance, of course.
Right.
Before the spring quarter.
Sure.
And then now I have my studio, like house.
How far is your apartment from here?
It's 45 minutes away because it's in Northgate. Yes.
Oh, so Northgate is not 45 minutes.
Oh, sometimes bus, train stuff.
So just so our listeners know, Northgate is the end of the line for Line 1 right now until they open up the rest of the track. They're still building. But you can go to Northgate from Capitol Hill, which is where the central school is. It takes about 10, 15 minutes maybe to get to Northgate.
Yeah, why did it take 45 minutes today?
I'm not really sure. Maybe your apartment is far from the station.
Maybe I miss bus.
Maybe. I don't know. So that's where you're living now, is in Northgate. You like it?
Yeah, I do. It's quiet.
Yes, it is quiet out
The
there.
smell of the nature, smell of the earth.
Yeah.
Not like here.
You're really close to the North Campus there at Northgate.
Honestly, yes.
Yeah.
It's literally 5 minutes away.
Super close.
Yes.
But you go to school, all your classes are here at Central.
And I'm also working here too.
And you're working here. Cool. So we've already covered, you've done like all 3 of the housing options, just you.
Yes.
You've done your own housing, you've done dorms, and you've done homestay.
And airport as well.
And the airport. We don't recommend the airport for our listeners. Try to set up your housing before you come to Seattle colleges. But now you're comfortable and living.
Pretty much, yeah.
Great. Well, let's back up a little bit because we kind of jumped right in there between Halloween and the housing. So you're in Japan as a youngster. You went to high school in Japan? Where are you from in Japan?
Osaka.
Osaka.
Yeah.
That's great. And
It is.
so you graduated, and then did you take time off before you decided to come to university, or did you go right from high school?
Yeah, I just graduated right before like enrolled this college. So like I graduated. What year is it? I think the last year, like 2022 February, and then. And I think enrollment is same year, like 2022 September, I guess.
Usually is when it starts. Yeah.
And before that, I spent 4 months in Ohio State to
Okay.
study language.
Right.
So pretty much everything is so fast.
Right, that is pretty fast. So what, did your parents recommend that you go to school overseas, or did you always have the dream of studying overseas? And then did you choose between Canada, America, Australia?
I honestly haven't talked about my university journey until the last minute to my parents.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I did a little bit, but every plan, like where to go, what to study, and of course, which country.
Sure.
I did it all by myself.
Oh, so they weren't a part of the planning at all.
Mm-hmm. And then also,
That's great.
I just studying language at the high school, so that's why I can speak English a little better than a beginner.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, so my parents be like, okay, so if you want to study English, and I also want to study culture, which is my favorite, just go anywhere else, wherever I feel comfortable. Okay, so I go to America. Then also I think the time I decided to go or pick up the university was in the Corona, period, COVID.
Oh, the virus. Yeah.
Yes, so I didn't have much choice to go, and then Seattle it sounded good, and also one of my friends studied in Seattle, I think in North Seattle, I guess, and then she said that is a good place if you want to study the culture or anthropology or diversity. So let's go. That's why.
That's why you came to Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And did you apply to any other schools in Seattle or just Seattle colleges?
Just the Seattle College.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
Welcome. Woo!
I'm accepted. Thank you.
So you came here, so that was your journey to get here. What are you studying exactly? What's your major?
My major is sociology.
Oh, just sociology. Okay, great.
But my interest is pretty broad, so I'm just sticking with the sociology, but I'm personally studying, specifically studying culture and the people and photography.
For sure.
Yes.
Cool. Are you taking any photography classes?
I want to, but I'm not, because
Not
I can't, because I'm not designer student. So there's 2 courses, designer student and normal
Regular students.
regular student, and I'm a regular student, so I can't take any.
Ah,
So okay, self-taught. That's it.
sure. Yeah, that's what I did. I
Yeah.
totally self-taught. Well, that's really cool. So you have, about a year left here before you graduate?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And then what is your plan after Seattle Colleges? You'll take your associate's degree and transfer.
Yes,
You
that's
know
the things. And then, the university I want to go after this is up in the air, actually. Well, people go to University of Washington, which is awesome, but come on, international student, the money stuff, the financial things. And then also, still, I want to explore and, in my field that I want to study, culture stuff. So, the first university I want to go is in actually, where is that? Heidelberg. It's in Germany.
Oh, it's in Germany.
Yes,
So you are thinking about transferring from here to Germany.
hopefully.
Wow, and then finish your bachelor's degree in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. You're the
Yes.
first student I've talked to that has that kind of a plan where you go out of the country.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that's a great plan. I think that's really interesting.
Yes.
Does that university have a very strong sociology program? Is that why you chose it?
Well, the reason is because they have a fascinating field of anthropology or sociology class. I can study culture in Italy. I can study culture in German and culture in Dutch or any literally a lot of countries in Europe, and that's awesome. I can see the differences between these country, and also studying languages. So
Yeah. And you've already spent time in the United States, so how cool to be on another continent.
and I'm also from Asia, Japan. So
sure.
yeah, that would be awesome.
Well, you are from Japan. I've been told that Seattle is the gateway to Asia, so we have a large Asian population.
Yes.
Do you ever feel like you get on a bus and you're like, everybody on the bus with me is Asian? It feels like I'm back in Japan.
Well, honestly, In Seattle, yes, there is a lot of Asian and I feel at home, which is awesome. But well, again, I feel disappointed at the same time because I don't know, it's just me or not. Like some international students go abroad to feel like being foreigner or seeing like the foreigner.
Something completely different.
Completely different, like Caucasian or like European faces people as well. But well, at one time I went to the Green River College, which is out of Seattle, and there's a conference for, well, like the ASC, which is like Associate Student Council, like kind of student body things.
Yeah, cool.
And then there is a lot of Caucasian and white people and black people, and feel like America to me.
Yeah, a lot more diversity.
Yes, and then especially this college and this year, well, the ASC member is predominantly Asian, but at the conference, there's not Asian actually.
Oh, so
yeah, there were more than 300 students, but I only found one Japanese student.
Oh, wow.
And like, what is going on?
That is interesting.
And then at a time I feel like, well, I realized that okay, Seattle, especially Capitol Hill, or like Seattle as a whole, has a lot of Asian and diversity. So in that point, I don't feel any dangerous or risky, but it's still having fun. So that's awesome city. I like it.
Yeah, Seattle is an interesting city in that there are people from all over the place. I mean, we have a lot of Asians, not just Japanese, but we have Chinese and Filipino and Koreans. But then we have a large African community here. We have a lot of Hispanics, people from all over Latin America. So it's kind of a cool place to live in that way. But I can see where, because we have such a large Asian population, I was telling someone, there was a day I got on the bus and I looked around and everybody on the bus was Asian.
Wow.
I was the only white guy on the bus, which I thought was wild because, I lived in China for 4 years. It felt like I was back in China all of a sudden.
That's cool.
It was really interesting. But I kind of like that because every day, I can speak Chinese if I want to. There's always some native speakers walking around.
Yes.
And we have our largest populations of students are Japanese, Korean, Chinese. So we have a lot of people that are walking. But you haven't met too many Japanese students, is that true?
Yeah, in the first year, I didn't meet a lot of Japanese students, and then there is a Japanese friend who enrolled at the same time and also took the same class and in the same major, and lived in the same dorm.
Yeah.
So he is Japanese, and then. Well, I think he is the only person who I've talked to in the first year, like Japanese. But he said that there's a lot of Japanese students in the college, but I'm like, where
are they?
Where are they? I haven't talked to them.
Well, it's a big school. I mean, Seattle Colleges has like 30, 40,000 students between the three campuses. So, and there's all the domestic students, so it's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy for them to just get mixed in and disappear. And that's the other thing about America that's kind of interesting is that everybody looks like an international student. Even the domestic students look like international students. So it's hard to tell who's who.
Yes.
It's not like you guys are wearing a badge that says, I'm an international student.
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of American-born Japanese students or American-born Chinese or whatever. So yeah, I can see where it would be tough to find them. Well, that's cool. So America, is it what you expected it would be? I mean, you went to Ohio, now you're in Seattle. What's been the biggest culture shock for you?
The culture shock parts, I think I have a lot.
Oh, really?
Well, like when it comes to, I think it's more like related to my family stuff. But well, my mom loves snack.
Okay.
And she eats a lot of snack, and I was seeing her, so like, okay, I do the same things. That's a child.
Sure.
So I also had a snack, and I love snack. But here, the snacks sold at the supermarkets are basically fries, like chips.
Yes.
I would say.
Yes, that's true.
But I don't eat the chips because snacks in Japan is more like, how do I explain it? Not like oily and chips. You can imagine just Kit Kat.
Yeah.
That's a Japanese good snack. And that sort of things. But here there's just chips, and then sometimes exotic thing, gummy,
Oh, sure.
gummy.
Like
I'm
gummies?
sorry.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
Can't do it?
I can't eat it. I'm trying to eat it because, just saying I hate it doesn't make any sense. So I try to eat it, and then, oh, that's not for me.
So do you, so when you miss those snacks, do you go, because we have some really great Asian stores not too far from here, actually. You go buy snacks?
I do.
Yeah, I was
and then also at the same time, that was the realization that I was super, super spoiled by the Japanese culture. And I rely on it. And then oh my gosh, I thought it was independent.
No.
But no.
But, I mean, that's the cool thing about being an international student, I think. I used to live in Belgium as an international student. I've lived in China as an instructor. And I think it's great because you find some things that you kind of adapt from their culture, and then you find,
I love it.
I miss these things from my own culture.
And also because in America, they have, it's diverse, right?
For sure.
So that I have so many access to, a lot of countries' snacks.
It's true.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's something I don't have in Japan.
Right. If you go to an Asian store in Seattle, it's not just Japanese stuff.
Yes.
I mean, it's Chinese and Filipino.
Yeah, I love this so much.
Yeah, it's really great. I agree. Wow, that's really cool. So what is your opinion of the local restaurants that serve Japanese food? Because, we have a lot of Japanese restaurants. I mean, is it like back home, or do you feel like they've Americanized it a little bit?
Okay, so I'm not saying Japanese Americans are not bad.
Uh-huh.
They are awesome.
Yeah.
Of course.
Sure.
And then, yes, I ate some Californian roll, which is
boy.
pretty much Americanized Japanese sushi.
For sure.
Well, if they call it sushi, I will say that I would do the same thing. Yes, that's a sushi.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not. And the taste is different, of course. But, I'm not a samurai or 100% a Japanese guy, so I can't judge something.
What do you mean you're not 100% Japanese?
Well, I am, but I'm
Okay.
I don't feel the Japanese soul, full of Japanese soul or something. So,
All right.
well, if they say, I will say, if you insist, okay, I'll listen to it.
Okay.
But I think a lot of Japanese students say that the American sushis are awful because they're different. I mean, of course, countries are different.
Sure.
So the different you think is not the same with American people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I decided not to say it's a bad or it's a good.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So as an example of this, I went out for Chinese food the other night, and I lived in Sichuan for 4 years, and so I ordered kung pao chicken, kung pao jiding, and when they served it to me and I ate it, I was like, this is not kung pao chicken. I mean, it's called kung pao chicken, but it's just not kung pao chicken. So I kind of know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, it still tasted pretty good.
It is.
And I ate it, and it was fine, but it wasn't what I was expecting, for sure.
Yeah. Why are you suddenly being arrogant when it comes to the food from your country? Don't do that.
Just eat whatever.
Accept it.
Totally fine. Well, that's great. So, what kind of classes are you currently taking, and are they online? Are they hybrid classes, or are they all in person?
I'm currently taking psychology general and anthropology, cultural anthropology, and actually Chinese.
Oh.
I'm struggling with it. And then
It's all right.
Chinese classes are basically online.
Oh, okay.
So, but I heard that I will eventually meet in person for, maybe in the last 3 weeks or something to practice speaking or something.
Perfect.
But I don't know. But basically it's online. And then anthropology and psychology, they are hybrid.
They're hybrid, so. Mm-hmm. So during the week, how many times do you have in class? How many times do you do? Or does it work that way?
Monday and Wednesday, I have a psychology class from 10:30 to 11:35. And then Tuesday, Thursday, I have an anthropology class in person from 11:45 to 12:50. And then later, from 4 to 5:05, I have a Chinese class online.
Okay.
So, well, but I have, I'm working here, so I have so many things to do. So it's not like I'm wasting time during, between classes or something.
Right. Let's talk about work. A lot of students that are out there, they're always asking me, hey, is it possible for me to get a job on campus? And I'm like, yeah, of course. And you were able to? Was it easy to find the job? How did you find the job?
If I wouldn't interact with a student here, that would be so hard to find a job. Because, leadership building is isolated from this school. Yes. I mean, not isolated, it's just located different.
It's across the street.
Yeah, across the street. So if I don't have any event or heard any news or event that are going on at the building, I wouldn't go there. But one of my friends or a lot of friends have the meeting over there or have a club as well. They have a club a lot. So that's why I had a more familiar to that building, and then also see a lot of people work in that place. So I asked them how did you get a job, or how did you get do you know any job that I can apply? And then I made a couple of friends over there who were also working as an ASC, the previous ASC. So I mean, actually, that's the job. I knew it, so that's why I applied it. Gotcha. And then some interviews and third or second round, I got accepted, so that's why I'm working here. But the other jobs for international students, they're not a lot. That's not a lot. And
well, I'm going to take issue with that.
Yes.
There are quite a few jobs, but you're right. You do have to make friends and ask around.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be obvious. Sometimes they'll post job announcements
they
on
do,
the
yeah.
board, but not always. Most of the international students I talk to find out about jobs by talking to other people or making friends or
yes.
whatever. But information office, student leadership, international ambassadors, international programs office, the gym. So there's quite a few different places. Yeah, there's quite a few international students working over there. So you got to ask around, but there are quite a few jobs. And if you're a student with Seattle colleges, you can actually study at Seattle Central and work at North.
That's right.
Or you can go to school at North.
That's right,
and work at
yes.
Central. So that's kind of an advantage. You have more options that way. For example, we have one student who's from Belize. She was working at the bookstore at North, but taking classes here, and now she works at
some people do that, yes.
Yeah, so that's kind of a nice deal. And you get paid pretty decently. You don't have to tell exactly how much, but
that's nice.
It's nice, right?
It's nice.
Yeah. So you can. How many hours a week do you work?
But at least 8 or I think at least I'm working at 5 hours.
Okay.
I'm including meeting and office hour or those stuff. But usually people working between 6 or 7 hours in a week.
So the international students we have working here, they can work up to 16 hours a week, and they usually do. At least my employee, the one that works for me, does. So yeah, depends on the job that you have, but you can get more hours.
But basically, every job are fun. So
I think so too.
I don't feel tortured.
It's not like you're trimming hedges or cutting the grass. Although that would be fine. I love doing that stuff. Well, that's really cool that you got a job.
Yes.
Did you apply? And the other source of money that a lot of people get is the foundation scholarship. Yes. Did you apply for that?
I did it one time.
Did you get the scholarship?
Nope.
Oh, you didn't?
I failed, actually. I mean, I'm not going to say oh my gosh, scholarship, they're so mean to me or something. I mean, it is what it is. Some people get it, some people don't.
Sure.
And, well, of course, we need a scholarship things because that's really salvation for a lot of people.
It's a lot of money, yeah.
Yes. But every time I try to do it, I feel like the writing before I turn in is so daunting. And I hate it so much.
Well, so I know you have to do a couple of letters of reference. So did you just ask teachers, or who did you talk to?
Well, the one time I did was the spring one, last spring. And then I decided to ask the professor from sociology class. and
nice.
also the one from the ASL, American Sign Language,
Oh, okay.
because I'm familiar, and I just like talking with the people, and I mean that's why I'm doing this, and then like, and that's the professors, they are nice.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
So like I just said, okay, I have a favor, so I just want you to write about me in a good way. And
Please.
yes.
So, how's your GPA? Is it your GPA pretty high?
The, well, when I turned in the scholarship, that was 3.9 or
Oh,
those
that's a
stuff.
great GPA.
Yes.
Oh, that's really interesting. Well, so that's a good thing to know, though. A lot of students, they know that the scholarship is available,
Yeah.
and they just assume that they're going to get it. But in this case, maybe you won't. So when you're budgeting and figuring out how much money you'll need to go to school,
Yeah.
don't count on that money. It's better to plan and just assume you won't get it. And then if you do, awesome.
That's awesome.
And you can also apply again. Like maybe you didn't get the first time, but you can apply. I think it's available in the fall and the spring, so you can apply every time it's available. So
Yeah.
try again. You never know.
And there's a lot of opportunity to like offer, like ask the money, like of course in a scholarship, and just search about it. Like
Right.
it, school doesn't offer you the information, and also the scholarship thing is like I learned when I was talking with my friends or like searching on a computer and like, oh, that's a scholarship opportunity, and that'll be the spring. So I decided to do it. So you gotta take an action for yourself,
Yeah,
pretty much.
That's for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
no one does it for you. That's for sure. Well, spring's coming, so you can apply again.
I will. And then I heard that there is one scholarship chance this fall, but
I think the deadline's passed now.
deadline passed. But I think they will be extended because not a lot of students knew it,
Oh, yeah.
and that was an accident. Not a lot of students like apply the scholarship things, and that is a problem for the institution that scholarship offers. So maybe they will extend, or like you can just search the scholarship information from the university you want to go in the future, because maybe they offer you for like when you transfer to the university.
Right.
So
That's a really good point. A lot of schools that you go to when you transfer offer transfer scholarships, and your grade point average is really high, so you would probably get the maximum amount that they have to offer. So keep your grades high when you get here, and when you transfer, you have a really great chance of getting some extra funding for school. That's really good. I know for a fact that, say, Washington State University offers a transfer scholarship.
yes, they do.
Arizona State offers a transfer scholarship.
Wow.
Those are some of our transfer admission partners. So if you apply to Seattle colleges, you can also put down that you want to go to our partner schools.
Yeah.
And that you're not locked in or anything. You can always change later. But if you do
Yeah.
decide to go, those are some good choices.
That's fun.
Oh, do you hear that? That means it's trivia time! Woo!
Okay.
All right, so very good. This is the part of the program where we ask you 5 questions. If you get all the questions right, you're on our wall of fame. If you don't, ritualistic seppuku.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. It's just for fun. Don't worry. You are a valid human being, no matter what happens.
Okay, I'm gonna take
This
it.
is a safe space.
Challenge accepted.
All right, very good. Question number 1.
Hi.
How many quarters do we have at Seattle colleges?
How many quarters?
Yeah, how many quarters?
4?
Yes!
Okay,
4
okay,
quarters.
okay. 4 quarters.
That was a tough one. Very good.
That was a tough one.
Okay, question number 2.
Hey.
We have 3 campuses for Seattle colleges. Can you give me the mascot of any one of those campuses?
Well, obviously, Seattle Central College is a tiger.
The Tigers!
Tigers! And then North, I think North, right? North is frog.
Yeah, the tree frogs. Good.
And South Seattle is sea otters.
Yes!
Am I right?
Bonus points for you. Woo!
Yes!
That's awesome. Okay, question number 3. Seattle is known for its beauty and nature. There are 3 national parks around the city. Can you name one of of the 3 national parks?
Park. National Park.
National park. Kind of like the Grand Canyon or Yellowstone, but what is one of the big national parks? No pressure.
Oh my gosh. The park, the only come up to my mind is Central Park. That is in New York. That's New York.
Not a national park either.
Look at the oh.
So I'll give you a hint. It's the big mountain that you can see off to the southeast. There's that big
Wait. Wait, I know. I think I would talk about it recently because one of my friends went there.
Yeah, you should go if you haven't been.
Oh my gosh.
Especially now that it's going to start snowing. That's really nice.
I have no idea.
All right, so there are 3 national parks around the city of Seattle. One is Mount Rainier National Park. One is to the west of us. That's the Olympics National Park.
That's fun.
And then to the north is North Cascades National Park.
Oh, yes, Olympia.
Very good. All right, no problem.
No problem.
Let's go to question number 4. Maybe you'll...
Yes.
So, in Seattle, there is a body of water just to the west of us. The body of water that is all around Seattle is called what? What is the name of the big body of water?
I thought you were going to say it.
That's the question. So it's not the Pacific Ocean, but it's connected to the Pacific Ocean.
Okay, so...
Study your geography.
Study your geography before you take an interview. I know, oh my gosh, I explore a lot. Yes.
It starts with a P. The letter P.
Wait, is that a Pacific?
No,
no. That's a pretty big one. That's a different one.
It sounds like pew. Practically giving it to it.
No, oh my god,
It's called the Puget Sound. The Puget Sound is the body of water that surrounds Seattle. It's all right. Don't worry.
Study geography, please.
Study it up, folks.
Study geography, folks.
All right, final question. And
yes,
probably the hardest one.
Okay, I'm going to make it.
What was the last movie you saw?
Wait.
I always get this reaction like, oh my god, so
that
hard.
is a difficult one because I only watch a drama.
All right.
Wait, but I can do it.
Sure.
I think the last movie that I saw is... What am I supposed to do if I knew it in Japanese title? And that was actually a French movie.
Oh, a Japanese title for a French movie. That's interesting. Say either title.
It's called Kigurui Piero. That is French movie, pretty much French movie. And that's old, like 50 something.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you saw that in the movie theater or you saw it on television?
Movie theater. Yeah, twice. Yeah, movie theater, yeah.
Wow, interesting. I don't know this movie.
That is pretty famous French movie. So, like, the theater decided to, like, okay, they will show for the special occasion. And then I just saw it on Twitter and, like, oh, let's give it a shot. I want to see it.
Cool. And it was here in Seattle?
No.
Oh, it was not.
Sorry, it's in Japan.
It's in Japan. Have you seen any movies in the movie theaters since you've been in Seattle?
Never been to theater in America, actually.
Really? Interesting.
Wow.
You know, we have a little town here called Hollywood. Have you heard of Hollywood? A lot of movies come out of it.
I know.
So many good movies.
I love it. Yeah. I watched
There's some great Japanese movies, though. A lot of really good Japanese movies.
Because I studied English by watching Hollywood movie. So, let me go.
There you go. It's a great way to study. I actually have a friend back in China, and his English is amazing. And I said, how did you get your English to be so good? He goes, I watched Friends. The television show Friends.
I did the same thing.
And he would like watch part of it, stop it, start it, stop it, start it. It's like, wow, that's amazing.
The movie is so good and classic.
Ding 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 ding
ding ding ding ding ding ding. I love it.
Cool. That's the end of the show, basically. But we always like to ask final words of advice for maybe some young Japanese student that's thinking about coming to the United States, maybe thinking about applying to Seattle colleges. What advice would you give them?
Well, so for those who listen to are Japanese, I think they know the word because I have two, like mantra. and that always, like trying to like remember, and that helps me out. The one is called, okay, I feel like a little embarrassed to say it in Japanese, but
Just take it in whatever.
first one is nankuru naisa, which is the word from Okinawa, very south island, and nankuru naisa means basically translated into like you're gonna make it.
I like that.
Even if you're get mired in like tragedy, or you have no idea what's gonna happen in the future, but nankuru naisa, you're gonna make it. Just go with the flow. And then another one I never hate it, is called shoshin no kokoro wasurebe karazu. And I don't know how to say it in English and translate it, but I would say you never forget the feeling you had when you first try it. So the reason is because, well, I'm living in America for 2 years, and everything, like, I have less difficulty of like adapting to this culture, and also I've been there a lot. I've been a lot of hardships, but now I feel relaxed and settled down. But don't forget the emotion or the first reason, like what made you do that. Otherwise, you're gonna be in trouble again. And then you have to remember you have to appreciate the chance or the opportunity, or of course the purpose of the goal in your life. So
that's really cool. I like that a lot.
I love the word actually pretty much.
All right, excellent. And this new season I'm giving opportunity to say something in your own language.
Okay.
If you remember how to speak Japanese, then clearly you do.
I do.
So yeah, if there's anything you want to say to anyone back home, this is a good opportunity.
Okay, so I'm going to switch to language right now. Sure. And then,将来何も考えていることがなかったとしても、どっちみちなんかそれが悪くなったり良くなったりどう転じるかは知らんけど、全部人生にとっていい糧やし、ほんで別にそのせいで人生が狂うとかわけでもないし、夢がなくなるってことでもないから、全部その失敗も成功も大事にして、んで一瞬一瞬ほんまに楽しんだらと思います。That's it.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Well, fantastic. It was great having you here today. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. That was pretty fun.
Was it scary?
Not at all.
See, not scary.
I feel intimidated. No, kidding. I feel so much fun.
Right on. Well, have a great week. Are you going to come? You're coming to the Halloween party?
I will. Yes.
Come to the Halloween party if you're out there. It'll be a lot of fun. So, by the time this airs, it'll already have happened. So maybe we can do another. I'll talk to some students. How was it? All right, guys. Take care. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Conversations With is painstakingly crafted for you by the Seattle College's International Programs Department and supported by the lovely folks here on our campus. This show is produced and edited by me, Evan Franulovich. We welcome your emails and questions about coming to Seattle Colleges. Please reach out to us via our website, or just give us a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts, as this helps others discover the show. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube at Seattle Colleges INTL. That's Seattle Colleges INTL. And be sure to check out all of the shows here on Conversations With. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.